Hello, everyone. Adisteo here, dropping Daily Devotion Part 1 for September 4th, Ignorance About Sexuality. Lord, allow these words to flow like the wind and everybody to soak it in like blood and bone does to them and pass it on to others, Lord, so they could hear it and express your love, Lord. I say this in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Ignorance about sexuality. Some of you are suffering right now from the consequences of uninformed or unwise sexual activity. How a person first learned about sex determines to a great degree how he engages it. When we receive our information about sex from one or more of the sources mentioned yesterday, then pass along the information to others, we perpetrate cultural ignorance about sexuality. This is what has been happening in many of our societies. Much of what we have learned about sex has been acquired in an unwholesome context, and it is filled with misinformation. Men and women lack positive, informed teaching on the subject of sexuality. Much of the blame for this lack of teaching falls on the church and the home. In general, the message we've heard from our churches and families is that sex is unholy or dirty and should not be discussed. Young people get the idea that parents and children are not supposed to talk about sex because their own parents don't discuss it with them. They are prevented from expressing their sexual questions in the context of a loving home or church community. So they seek information from other sources. When we neglect to teach our children God's truth about sex, then we abandon them to the culture for their information. Not one has a right to shape your child's concept or attitudes about sex except you. Make sure that a questionable sex education class or a Playboy magazine isn't your child's teacher. Train your child in the way he or she should go. Then, when a friend or a teacher starts to say something erroneous about sex, your child could discuss it with the knowledge that isn't what my parents told me. I know that isn't the truth. Thought for the day. When you're when you neglect to teach your children God's truth about sex, then we abandon them to the culture for their information. Extras readings come from Psalms 143 to 145 and 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verses 21 through 40. God bless and love yourself. Self-reflection is key, okay? And get right with God, guys. All right? He's that foundation that you need. All right? Take care. God bless. Peace.